I'm back. You can see I worked on the hair. Anyway, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, all 5 of you, you know that I've been looking for a job. Well, I found one, and it found me, and we're together now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Meanwhile, I decided to go celebrate after getting this job. I said to myself, don't do that. I said to myself, you need to go and pick you up a couple of vinyl records that you've been looking at, and that now's your chance. Now's your chance to spend $2, maybe $3 on a record. It was a good day. Very good. Now, you like music? I know everybody says they do, but this has no music. It's a record, but as far as I know, there's no music. There's no date. There's no copyright. There's no record label. It's one of these religious things, and I'd say circa 1970, although the guy probably sold it wherever he went, and sold it for years because he was an evangelical minister. This guy, he's looking up, and his name is Eddie Martin. And this is the second coming of Christ, and it's his evangelical urgent warning about the end times, circa 1970, featuring stuff about the Jews. And it looks like somebody pointed out to me on Facebook that it looks like it was done by somebody that did the Jack Chick tracks. Anyway, and I thought it looked too much like a kind of an underground comic. Look up there, Eddie Martin. That one, I paid $2 for it. But I looked on Discogs, right? And there's 5 people that have it. Are like 2 people that want it, and 2 copies currently for sale. One is for $15, one is for $18, and on Discogs, I mean, there's no date, nothing like that. And there's no record of Discogs ever having, any transaction regarding this record. No buys, no sales, no nothing. It's a weird record. Although on Facebook, it says, I talked to a couple of people in the vinyl forums where they have it. They know about this record. So I'm thinking there's a lot of preaching. This one, wow, this was $1, but you can't pass upon this. You pass upon this, I don't even know you. That's Liberace Strangers in the Night, 1967. Dig it. Stranger Than Night, Try to Remember, Chopin Medley, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, People, Moonlight Sonata, Stardust, and Beer Barrel Polka. Lots of wavy hair, like himself. Mercury, and this is a Mercury Wing Stereo. Benny Martin, old time fiddling and singing. On the back, it's just a huge ad. By the Law of My Heart, To cry the blues each day, lover of the town, girls, girls, me and my fiddle. I'm right and you're wrong. Take my word, slim chance, coming attractions, fiddling and singing. Earl Fatha Heinz. Earl Fatha Heinz. This is the, is this of the, Heinz Brothers? Featuring Gregory Heinz. Is this the same Heinz? Or is the 57 varieties of Heinz? The Grand Prix series. Complete audio range records. Musical enjoyment for the entire family. Chic of Araby, Dark Eyes, Black and Blue, Honeysuckle Rose, I Need a Shoulder to Cry On, and others. Bow-Legged Woman. Now this one. Attention, value vinyl if you're watching. I know you're busy. You're having a week. You want this. This is the only copy I've found. I don't know. I'm torn. I mean, this is a big get. Although, on Discogs it's 75 cents. Still, for me personally, a big get. Who knew? Tammy Faye Baker. Run Toward the Roar. Probably one of the most ridiculous album covers I've ever seen. Great condition. Unlike Tammy Faye Baker, who's not really in great condition since her death in the year 2007 of the cancer. Well, the cancer kills us all. This one, I didn't know this existed until yesterday when I bought it. I knew about the TV albums. They had released about 3 of the from the TV show of them singing. But I said, what is this? Well, why is it $1? And how come I've never seen it or heard of it before? And this is Carol Connor singing Old Farts. People favoring a return to sentiment. The old-time songs like he did on All in the Family, except obviously not. I Love to Dance, Dream a Little Dream of Me, Glad to Be Unhappy, Hold My Hand, I Kissed a Little Dream On, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, and Epilogue. I don't even, obviously it was after All in the Family. This is 1976. All in the Family was still going. Still a big hit at the time. They hadn't killed Edith off yet. Jackie Gleason presents Velvet Press. I'm pretty sure I probably already have one of these. I'm Jackie Gleason, and I present this to you with the Hot Babes. This one, it's a mystery to me. Liberty Records. I didn't look it up because I'm sure it has no actual value. The Bud and Travis Latin album. Right. Like a bunch of titles of songs that La Bamba, I can pronounce that. R.I.P. baby. She left us too soon, and with only one hit, and I think she may have sang on someone else's hit. But the late Nicolette Larson. A Lot of Love is on here. It's the lead song. Very cute. 79? Very nice. Heart Condition. That takes them all out. That young. That's what happened to Laura Branigan around the same time. I may be wrong, but about the dates. But they are surely dead. Both of them. Still with us, Rickie Lee Jones. Her first album from 1979 also. Chucky's in Love. A couple other like Last Chance Texaco. That's a great song. Weasel and the White Boys Cool. Good album. Yeah, I had it on 8-track back in the day. Okay, that's yesterday's purchases. And this is the stuff I already had. Those brothers, 4 of them, actually 3 brothers, and one Mills, 3 brothers, and one Mills' father, who died in 1968. Gems by the Mills Brothers with orchestra conducted by Billy Bone. This cost 50 cents. And it's worth 50 cents. If it was in good condition, it'd be worth much more. But it's not in that good a shape. It's a beater copy. 50 cents though, in duophonic stereo. You'd have to get the mono to get the good one. But it's a rainbow label, capital. Beach Boys Pet Sounds. A great album, written on and owned by Boswell. Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute. This one's got Waterfall Believes, I believe. Yes. And Minute by Minute, the hit. See who we got here? Jeff Skunk Baxter. Right, 1980. There's a singer. I wouldn't call him a jazz singer. He's a pop star. We want to make a movie though. And we want to make it as cheesy and horrible as possible. That would not ruin his career, but certainly sandbag his career. And we want him and get Sir Laurence Olivier to play his father, right? And we need a love interest. Who could we Lucy Arnaz. Good songs, a couple of them. Rosington Collins Band. This has what is that? Getaway. They're hit. These were the remnants of the Leonard Skinner Band, and this was only a couple of years after the horrible plane crash that ended that band for a while. Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, 1980. Let's see. I don't see no Jeff Skunk Baxter here, but Cornelius Bumpus, the late and great, he's in it. He sang One Step Closer, the lead on that, and it was terrific. Their best song. This one. Okay. Now, if you remember the original version of Coward of the County, Tommy's love was Becky, and she was passed around and kind of off song, off camera, off lyric, was raped by the evil Gatlin brothers. And not so in this song. Becky wasn't in this song. It was Tommy's best friend who was beaten up by the Gatlin brothers. But don't worry, because Tommy still murdered them at the end of the song. It all worked out for the best. Gino Vanelli, Nightwalker. Living Inside Myself, Nightwalker. Seek and You Will Find. This is a great album. Fantastic. Hit. I paid. Now I would say I've spent hundreds of dollars on various copies of this album in different forms because I owned it. First, I owned it as a 8-track. Then I owned it as a dual cassette, one side with one album and one side with the other. Then I owned it as a single cassette. Then I owned it as a CD. Later I bought the CD again. I bought the album, I think, twice. This is a terrific album. This is probably my favorite album in the world. I say Dark Side of the Moon is a perfect album. Well, this band has 7 perfect albums. See Banana Asia. This is ABC printing with a gatefold. Good stuff. This one. Bay City Rollers, like it or not, I was raised on Bay City Rollers. Not my choice. Elton John, Bad Man Across the Water. Good songs on here. I believe you got Old Tiny Dancer, Leave On, Bad Man Across the Water. This is huge. This is really good. Gatefold. All right. A while back, I made some eBay purchases, and I wanted to reassemble my collection of this group. This is not a, well, it is a musical group, but it's also a comedy group. Fireside Theater, classic. There's only 2 of them left. The rest of them are dead, but in the next world, you're on your own. This is from, I think, 76. This is a musical album of their Fighting Clowns. It kind of branches off from We're All Bozos on This Bus. This art by Phil Hartman of Saturday Night Live, who did a lot of album covers. My favorite on here is the Bozos song. That's some good stuff. I think I might have paid $10 for this, which is way out of the range that I would pay. But this is worth it. This is a 1980 Rando pressing. This is fantastic. It was sealed. When I got it, it was sealed. It's not sealed anymore. What am I, crazy? Fireside Theater. This is, Don't Crush That Dwarf. Hand Me the Pliers. Okay. This one's got, see, I often mix up what is on which album, what bit is. But this has the, Oh Blinding Light. This has the, High School Madness. That's really good. Dear friends, this was from the Fireside Theater's radio show. And when this came out in about 1972, the radio show, was unavailable unless you had to buy all 12 discs, LP disc, and those were very expensive. So this was a best of that radio show. Now, well, a few years ago, I bought the book that had all the radio shows that came with a DVD on it. That's very useful. Not Insane. My first exposure to Fireside Theater. Now, when I bought this at a flea market in about 1982, I picked this up and I left several Frank Zappa LPs there. Even though I could have afforded them, I didn't buy them. But I bought this. Next week, this show will have new title. Roto Noto Atomic Gumshoe. And no Buddhist writers either. Everything you know is wrong. Okay. This is a lot of space alien talk, a lot of weirdness. How can you be in two places at once when you're not anywhere at all? That's a question we should all ask ourselves. Well, he's no fun. He fell right over. Bozos. I think we're all bozos on this bus. You broke the president. Fireside Theater. Giant Rat of Sumatra, which is a very strange Sherlock Holmes pastiche. And the final record in this grouping, Waiting for the Electrician, or someone else, or someone like him. This has got the, see, they don't list the bits on here, but this has the, what is that thing? WC Fields Forever thing. That's some good stuff. How can you deny the comedy gold? I paid $1 for this. Most of this stuff I paid, well, I got it in a group, I got it in a bundle, and I probably paid $10-15 for it, but it was worth it. This stuff, I mean, it's not, it's available, it's out there, and it's real spacey, it's real wild, man. It's not very expensive unless you're looking for the Mo-Fi CDs. Waste your money, man. Just get the good stuff here. Right. Well, that's the grouping that I have. I'm gonna, now that I have a job, I'm gonna buy a toupee. I'm gonna get a wig, so I have some, don't have to look at my shiny head. It's gonna be great, man. It'll be fantastic. You'll see, and you'll know. Then you'll know after you see. I should just destroy this. What do you think?